Hey everyone, it's VM Campos, Magic fan. I've got a really weird video for you. How to break the Magic Arena algorithm. All you have to do is create a really weird, janky deck, and then you will have a completely broken experience on Magic Arena. Here's the deck. I call it black, because everything is just black mana. 1 drop. The first spell, Vicious Rumors. For 1 black mana, it deals 1 damage to the opponent. They have to sacrifice a card. They have to mill a card. You gain 1 life. 2 mana, Burglar Rat. They have to discard a card from their hand. 3 mana, Davriel. Force them to discard a card from their hand and deal damage to them if they have less than 1 card in hand. Mind Rot. Have the opponent discard 2 cards. Okay, that's a lot of mean stuff happening there. Then we've got the Murderous Rider. Swift End instant destroys their creature or planeswalker. You lose 2 life, or besides that, you get a 2/3 with lifelink. Rotting Regisaur, a completely unfair 7/6 for 3 mana. Rankle, Master of Prankles. It's got haste and flying, 3/3. When it deals damage to the player, you choose 1 or more. Each player discards a card. Each player loses 1 life and draws a card. Each player sacrifices a creature. Extremely mean. Revenge of Ravens. When their opponents attack you... Revenge of Ravens. When your opponent attacks you, they get damaged. Imagine having multiple of those on the screen. Ritual of Soot. Wreck all of their mana dorks that they're trying to use to build an amazing mana base with. Doom Whisper, a 6/5 flying trample. You pay to surveil as much as you want. And lastly, the Reaper of Night. It has an adventure. Target opponent discards 2 cards, and then later on you get a 4/5 that can become a flyer if they have no cards in hand. The rest is just black mana. So for Castle Locthwain, pay some amount of mana to draw a card. Imagine crafting your draws with Doom Whisper and then drawing the card. 12 Swamps. And 4 Witches' Cottages. You can bring a creature back from the graveyard. So this mono black, very evil, broken deck will break the Magic Arena algorithm. Let's see how. I'm going to play a game in the traditional standard ranked ladder with this deck. Let's play. The first thing that you'll see how this deck breaks Arena is that it takes forever to get an opponent. This deck is so weird, Magic Arena does not know how to pair you with another opponent. Here I am waiting 20 seconds to get an opponent, whereas with any other normal deck, you're going to be matched up right away. Okay, so that's the first way that we're breaking Arena. Our deck is just way too weird, way too vicious. Here we go. How long was that? More than 30 seconds before we could get an opponent. Next, I'm getting paired up with the highest tier of Diamond, and I am not currently the highest tier of Diamond. So it's breaking the Arena algorithm that way as well. I'm getting paired with people I shouldn't be paired with. Next up, here's how this deck breaks the algorithm. You saw that I had several turn 1 plays. You saw that I had several turn 2 plays. But what the algorithm does instead, it gives me a turn 3 play. Okay. Let's try to keep it. Let's see what happens. But that's another way the algorithm is broken. As for my opponent, they got their perfect first turn play. Once again, our deck is really warping Arena. So let's play the tapped land because we're going to need that mana eventually. Because what? I got my 5 casting cost creature, but I have nowhere that amount of mana. Oh, my opponent gets their perfect 2-drop Robber of the Rich, and I have plenty of cards in hand. So once again, the algorithm is really broken. What did they do? They stole my Doom Whisper. I was about to get another 5-drop with no amount of mana to get to it. And I got another land. Okay, again, I have turn 2 plays. But no, the algorithm has broken, and I'm gonna have to wait until my turn 3. Whereas my opponent is a hyper-aggressive red mono. There we go, there's their fervent champion. See, what did I tell you? This is completely warping and breaking Arena. There's my other Doom Whisperer that I can't even use. Well, the only thing I can do here is drop my Mind Rot. At least that will annoy them that they lost their 2 precious red cards. But this game is already over. Even if I drop my Rotting Regisaur, they are completely... How about another Steam Pin? Of course! But here I am, completely overwhelmed. My deck is way too weird for the algorithm, so instead, Magic Arena says, let's punish them by putting a super aggressive red deck versus you, and then let's give you a really slow opening hand. So as I said, this deck has the ability to do turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, but instead, my opponent got their perfect turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. Alright, so the only thing that's going to help me here is to have a little bit more of the Witch's Vengeance, so I can destroy their elementals. So I'm going to put in some Witch's Vengeances and take out the Reaper of the Night. I'm never going to be able to get enough mana to get to it. It's way too of an aggressive deck. If you create this deck, please record videos and show me how the Magic Arena algorithm gets broken, because again, here it is again. Where's my turn 1 play? All my opponents have been getting their turn 1 plays. Trust me, I've been practicing with this deck, but I don't have my turn 1 play. Let's see if they get their turn 1 play. Oh, they had to mulligan, but don't worry, they had to mulligan again. So they're going to craft their perfect 5 cards in mono red. And I have to be totally slow here until my second. There we go, they got their turn 1 play, the best card in all of their hand. I'm going to struggle over here, but at least I'm going to try to do what my deck is made to do. Mill them viciously. Don't hold your breath. Okay, I'm going to block some of their... Actually, let's block their first strike because they could do an instant. Nothing's happening there. Okay, I guess what we'll do is go for the mill over here. They probably have the shock in hand. This will only go off 1 time.
Let's tidy up in there.
Right, so we're starting to do the damage. They're going to send both their creatures at my Shadow Mage, Robber of the Rich. We've got a Ritual of Soot waiting for them. That Witch's Vengeance won't do very much. Let's wipe the board. They're stuck on 2 lands. There's their 3rd land, nothing to do with that. Whoops, it's time to have them discard their final card. Or they're going to use it. Why not shock me? That's the better play. Somer. Chandra. Make some elementals.
No. Too bad. Say hi to my fiery friends.
Let's bring out our Regisaur. That's going to cause me to have to discard, so once again the algorithm is just way too weird. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do with Chandra, their Acolyte of Flame. Did you ever notice in the art of that card that there's a guy way in the back. If you ever look at this card in real life, the guy in the background right there is saying like, whoa,
Hey,
after
these
Chandra
little
mastered
guys
her
are great.
abilities. Uh-oh, something is going to happen here with their final instant. Okay, I have to drop my Whisper. Revenge of Ravens, that'll be fun once they send their... I can afford over here to not care about their elementals that they'll send at me, because the Revenge of Ravens will just negate that damage and send the damage back to them. So finally, we are getting what we want out of this deck. Will they attack with Javier Dominguez? Reading the card explains the card. Oh, poor mono. Oh, poor mono red player, you really want to attack with all your creatures, but my Revenge of Ravens will take care of that, and now you've got to block. Oh, okay. I guess you want to put Ember Cleave on your champion. That's 5 mana in total. They're looking at their graveyard. They're going to recast something. Okay. Probably want to take out my Doom Whisperer. I'm fine losing the Doom Whisperer. I can surveil.
What do you always say? Fight fire with fire.
So obviously here they're going to lava. No worries. Let's go craft our draws here. Ooh, Rankle, get on my squad. We'll let that go through. They might attack with their champion. They really want to attack such an aggressive person. And they've had enough. Rankle, the Prankle Master, gets them. Okay, let's see for the third match. Let's see what we get out of this. Again, this deck is really cruel as long as it's not breaking the magic algorithm and you get improbable draws. You might actually get something done. Your opponent will have to feverishly sideboard. But let's think about that. I got a very aggressive mono red deck where at diamond level you don't really see that too much. But then this deck happened to find an aggressive mono red deck, even though everyone's playing Golos and Field of the Dead until it gets banned. But I happen to get the mono red deck that is not tier at all versus someone at a much higher tier than me. Okay, once again, where's my turn 1 play? My deck is made out of turn 1 plays, but instead I'm going to have a dearth of mana. At the very least, they didn't get their turn 1 play. What a surprise. Turn 2, Burglar Rat. Turn 3, Mind Rot. But first, we're going to get Steamkind over here. They will most likely be able to play 2 red spells in 1 turn. Watch how this Steamkin will become a 3-3. Actually, it's going to become a 4-4 as soon as it is ready to attack, because they're going to drop their land. The wonders never cease. Okay, they're going to steal my big old creature. Third land. I guess we got to get rid of Robin Hood as soon as possible. Even though what I really want to do is just know their hand. So they're planning to drop their third mountain, play 3 1-cost spells, and come at me with a 5/5 Steamkin. Here we go.
Won't lie, I'm a bit. Oh, they're so cute.
Oh, Alright, so the best defense over here, we're pretty much dead at the moment, so the best thing to do... Well, the algorithm said, you need your 4th land? Nah, let's give you a tap land instead. Okay, well, let's mind rot them. Next turn I can Revenge of Ravens. Ooh, that would have been beautiful for them, but don't worry, they still have plenty of 1 casting cost. Red spells in their hand, get ready for a 6/6 Runaway Steamkin.
Go get 'em, buddies.
Alright, so it would have been great to get my last land, but instead we'll have to do a little defense with the Revenge of Ravens. That will not be enough because they're going to have in hand the ability to adamantly cast. There we go, Slaying Fire. Exactly. And this is game over. So once again, the algorithm can get really screwed up once you create these really weird decks. Because how could this possibly happen? It seems like the algorithm really wants you to play certain tier decks. But no, once you deviate from the path, the Magic Arena algorithm really screws you over. As you saw here in this video, the possibilities and the probabilities of me losing this game this way are astronomical. Not getting any of my turn 1 plays in any of my matches? Impossible. Not getting the right mana that I need in a mono black deck? Impossible. My opponent being able to beat me with barely 2 lands? Impossible. But you saw it here, how to break the Magic Arena algorithm. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go throw my laptop in the lake. This has been VM Campos, and I'll see you next time.